Hi, Zoe here. I'm back today with another of my 365 Smiles project. Today I am doing Smiles 15 to 21, which is week 3. I'm using the Felicity Jane 6x6 paper pad that she's just started to do a 6x6 paper pad in the Felicity Jane store, and I bought those, so I'm going to use those, and I'm also supplementing that with a few cutter parts, I think from the October kit that I picked up in the sale. So I'm just going through the 6x6 paper pads, seeing what I want to use here. I'm going to pick that lovely pink lace for a title card, so I'm just chopping it down to 4x6 and using some of the cutter parts in the rest of the slots. I was asked last week about my pocket page, and I believe I actually answered and said it was a Studio Calico one, and I lied. It isn't. It's a Becky Higgins design. Oh, I want to say G, but it might be F. Anyway, I cut it apart. It's a Becky Higgins one, and I did actually cut it down to 9x12. It's not Studio Calico. So I'm just borrowing from the Sophie kit here. This is a Hello cutter part. It comes in the 12x12 sheet of cutter parts, and the washi and the lovely polka dot border comes from that kit too. I'm going through with the stamping, and you can see on this one I have sped it up a bunch because it took me so long. I think this one title card took me like 15 minutes, which is bloody ridiculous. But if you're coming here looking for somebody who's really good at Project Life, you've come to the wrong person, because it takes me a while. It's not something I'm particularly comfortable with, but you will see as I go through each spread. Generally the first couple of cards take me forever, and then it starts to get faster and I start to get into the swing of it. So I think once you get that first one out of the way, you start to get into the swing. So just adding a little bit of Heidi Swap Colour Shine in gold and some of the beautiful puffy stickers, and I'm going to call that one done. And then my first card is always a screenshot of my smiles for that week, which I tend to keep really simple and just framing it with a rough frame. And I'm going to use one of the stamps from the stamp set. I think it says the little things. I'm just using Stays On ink to stamp that on, because it's a slick surface, and Stays On is the best thing for slick surfaces. My next photo is my first smile of the week, which was, oh no it wasn't, I'm lying, it was my second smile of the week, and it was the Felicity Jane kit arriving, which always makes me smile. It's such a beautiful kit, and it's always so beautifully packaged that you can't help but smile when you see it. Or at least I can't anyway. So I just took a quick screenshot of the kit, a quick photograph, of the kit, and just popped it in there. I'm going to use this lovely little note cut apart to document smile number 15, which was actually that my son finally slept through the night after his bout of being ill. I've complained about it in the last few videos, how tired I've been, but this was, I think it's taken 3 weeks, and it was the first time he'd actually slept through the entire night in 3 weeks, so that definitely made me smile. So I'm just going to quickly journal about that, because obviously it's not the kind of thing I had a photo of. I have explained in other videos, but in case this is your first video, the whole concept is to end each day by writing a quick note of something that made you smile that day. So every single day you are ending the day with thinking about something that made you smile. Now, I've transferred that whole concept into a pocket page. Now obviously you cannot always have a picture of the thing that made you smile that day, because some things just don't translate into being photographed. So what I also do is I try to get a photograph of the things that do make me smile that I can photograph, and then others I have things in my camera roll that just have made me smile that week, and I'm more than happy to pop them in because they made me happy. They might not be necessarily the thing I chose to document as my smile for that week, but it still made me smile, so I'm more than happy to bump up my photo quota, as it were, with simply other things that I've taken photographs of that also made me smile that week. I'm going way too fast for my speaking. The number 17 there is a sunset, which was just beautiful. We get the most gorgeous sunsets here in Wales, and they always make me smile, so I took a photograph of that one. The You and Me card, the You and Me is a puffy from the Sophie kit, and I've just documented about baking with my children, which is what the picture next to it is of. We baked cinnamon rolls, and I love to bake with the children, so we've documented that. And this is just going to be a filler card to finish this side. Again, the stickers are from the cut aparts. With all my heart, or this has my heart, I think it says, is a stamp from the stamp set, and then the puffy bow came in, I think maybe just like a pack I bought. I don't think it specifically came with a kit, as I recall. So onto the other side, and these are more of the photos I was talking about, where they're actually just sort of filler photos. The top left is of my camera roll. As you open my phone camera roll, it was literally dozens and dozens and dozens of photos that my son had taken, which is mostly pictures of the top of his head or his feet, but it made me laugh, so I'm more than happy to use that. The photo on the pink 4x6 that I've just cut apart is my daughter having paired her Pikachu onesie with a Christmas hat and deciding she was Christmas Pikachu, because she is Pokemon Go crazy at the moment. So I'm just cutting this yellow sheet from the 6x6 pad down into a 4x6, and also picking a really thin pink stripe to cut into a 4x3, and just using those as filler cards. So I'm going to go ahead and keep the camera roll one quite simple, just with a quick sticker. I think I choose a circular sticker in yellow to match the yellow of the 4x3 card. I'm just going to do a teeny bit of journaling around in a circle, just saying exactly what I've just said, that my son filling my camera roll with his photos makes me smile, or something along those lines. I'm just keeping it super simple. I'm just popping the screenshot out so I can make sure that I'm numbering correctly if they are needing a number. I like to number the photos that correlate to a smile, just to make things fit, I suppose. So I'm just going to stick down this photo of my daughter onto a 4x6 that I've cut apart there, and I'm going to add a few bits of the ephemera from the cut apart sheet that came in the Sophie kit. I'm really enjoying using this kit. I wanted to use a scrapbook kit for this one. I was very certain I was going to use that, because I feel like I copped out a little bit last week just using a kit and keeping it fairly simple. So I thought, right, well, if I do it a bit more from myself this week, then I won't feel so guilty. So I'm going to use this other side of the card just to do a quick bit of journaling about the fact that she'd paired this onesie with a Christmas hat to be Christmas Pikachu. And I know there's glare still. I'm having the worst time with the glare. I've covered my lighting and everything, and it's still there whenever there's a glossy surface. So I think I'm going to have to make peace with it, I'm afraid. This photo is of a pair of leggings I bought. I'm very much a Disney villain fan, and they speak to my soul, these leggings, so they made me smile this week, and so they go into my smiles for the week. I'm using just a quick label sticker to just say that I love the leggings, essentially. And I'm trying to get it into the wrong side. Nicely done, Zoe. That was smooth. This next card that I'm working on is actually just a meme that I pulled off the internet. Whatever your politics, the President Trump memes that have been going around have had me in stitches this week. Genuine belly laughs, so I couldn't not include a President Trump meme because they made me laugh so very much. So I'm just writing that it made me laugh, and it isn't one of my smiles of the week, but again, a lot of my smiles were this week in particular were based on things that I couldn't necessarily photograph. Like my son went skiing this week, and he went with school, so I couldn't get a photograph of it, but he was so excited by it and so enthused by it, and that made me smile. But it wasn't something I could photograph, so I needed a filler photograph for that. And a few of the other smiles this week just weren't something I could necessarily take a photo of. But I don't mind having little filler photos. It gets them off my camera roll and into my scrapbooks, which is good, and it's all still in keeping with the theme in that it made me smile, and that's the entire point, really. It's supposed to be an album of just glorious things that make you feel good, and this really is, so I'm okay with that. So that's all my photographs worked on. So I'm going to carry on and work with these filler cards now. I'm just trying to work out where I want them to go. This yellow card, as I said, I cut from the sheet of for a 6x6 sheet, sorry. So I'm just playing around with what I want to do, and I know I'm just checking with the screenshot of my smiles to see which smile I need to document here, and just doing a messy frame. And I think I'm going to stick my numbers in so I know which excuse me, which smile I am documenting. And this is the one of my son when he went skiing, so I'm just popping that in there, keeping it really simple, not thinking too hard about it. Again, with the framing, I love framing. I know some people take great issue with how messy the frames are, but they really appeal to me. I really like them. So I'm happy to have messy frames everywhere. I'm keeping this one super simple. It's just a complete filler card. I'm just using a couple of Tim Holtz phrase stickers and the lovely Love Puffy rubber sticker from the, rubber charm from the Sophie kit. I'm just going ahead and checking to make sure I've got all my smiles documented for this week, and just finalising the last one. And again, this is just going to be a journaled one. I think I'm going to use the stamp set to stamp Such a Good Day, and I'm just documenting an impromptu trip to Chester Zoo. We're lucky enough to have a yearly membership to Chester Zoo, so we pay to go for the full year, so it doesn't cost us anything each time we want to go, so we tend to go every couple of weeks, and it's one of those places that it invariably makes us smile every single time, so that made it into my smiles this week. And I think that's it. So thank you ever so much for watching. I will be back again next week with another one. And don't forget, I'm doing a live stream on the 3rd of February. That's going to be a Friday night for me. It will be 8 PM GMT. But I will give more information about that nearer the time. And do leave me a thumbs up if you like this video. Let me know if you're joining in. That would be really cool. And I will see you next time. Bye!